I've prosecuted a lot of cases. I have personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. Well, I have personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations. As a prosecutor, I prosecuted homicide cases. I prosecuted a number of different types of cases. I started my career as a prosecutor. I have prosecuted everything from low-level offenses to homicides.
It sounds kind of impressive, right? It does. Notice how she doesn't use a number, how many she prosecuted. Transnational. Oh boy, that sounds so cool. That could mean a guy who went from Mexico to America, back to Mexico, back to... It's not as cool. See, she doesn't use a number because she used to use a number. She used to say when she was running for district attorney in San Francisco, I tried over 100 cases. I've tried over 100 cases. But if you look it up, that's not true. And her opponents were onto her. This is 21 years ago. It's a radio forum. They're having a debate with the other candidates for district attorney. And one guy says, stop it. There's no way you prosecuted that many cases. This is from the National Review, uncovered this audio, and, well, let's listen.
Ms. Harris, how many cases have you tried? Can you tell us how many serious felonies you have tried? Can you tell us one?
I've tried about 50 cases, Mr. Fazio, and it's about leadership.
You know, Ms. Harris, why does your information, which is still published, say that you tried hundreds of serious felonies? I think that's misleading. I think that's disingenuous. I think that shows that you are incapable of leadership and you're not to be trusted.
21 years ago, not to be trusted. This guy Fazio certainly had her number, huh? All right. She said 100 in her campaign literature. Then she just said 50. What happens next?
You continue to put out information which says you have tried hundreds of serious felonies.
Mr. Fazio, leadership
Can you
is
answer
about
my question?
working with different communities. As a career prosecutor, I've done that, which is why I, not you, have every law enforcement organization's endorsement.
So you
which
have
is why
the political
I have
influence of the labor, of the leaders, of those. I have the rank and file.
It's kind of like when you ask her, what are you going to do about the economy? I'm a middle-class kid. How many cases did you prosecute? I'm a prosecutor who's worked with communities, right? It comes up. Here's another guy who actually worked with her, and there's a lot of crosstalk, but you should be able to hear it.
She worked for you, Tim. She worked for you for 2 years.
She worked for me for a year and a half. She tried one case. I was satisfied with the way she worked for me. I'm not knocking it. I was sorry she left.
All right, that guy says one case in a year and a half. She says he's lying. So after this, yeah, she stuck to the 50. I prosecuted 50, right? Yeah, she revised it. I tried about 50 cases. Well, she gets confronted at a luncheon by one of her opponents again, and then she has to dial it back a little bit more. Okay, what did she do? I've tried 30 cases. I've tried under 30 cases. This is not an honest person, right? It's amazing that she got through, right? This is important. If she didn't win that election, she probably wouldn't have become Attorney General or U.S. Senator or all that stuff. But she had a benefactor. We'll get to that in a moment. The San Francisco Guardian had a big story about her lack of honesty all the way back in 2003. It was called To Tell the Truth. Now, let's go through it. Over and over again, she has exaggerated her own experience. It's an odd pattern. Instead of sticking to the facts, she has dissembled and ducked, leaving some to wonder why she can't simply tell the truth. Campaign literature boasted that she had 13 years of experience as a prosecutor, but she only had 10. Why exaggerate? Good question. She has inflated her accomplishments, but to an unusual level. Why not just tell the truth? Check this out, please. Harris hasn't exactly shown herself to be a great manager either, and a bit lazy. According to records obtained from the city attorney's office, Harris wasn't exactly a workaholic when she was running the family services unit. Let's see here. In most cases, the records show Harris worked the bare minimum number of hours. Her average workday was 8.01 hours. Hey, by the way, folks, that's a public job, right? You know, here at Newsmax, if you're a production assistant or a receptionist, or you got to work at least a 9-hour day. That's the public sector. That's supposed to be public service. Gets out at 8 o'clock. Yabba dabba doo, quitting time, eh, Kamala? Let me see some more here. She's not known as a hard worker at the White House either. Getting short and condescending isn't unusual for Harris. This rings true. Apparently, it can be tough to work for her on the campaign trail. She was rough on the workers, but would brighten when the politically important stopped by. How about that one? She would swing through the office every couple of days and lean over our shoulders and demand to know what we were doing. She was very demanding. A prima donna, said one campaign worker. Regular folks, she didn't want nothing to do with. She was all about the important people. Harris's bid has become the last of great displays of Mayor Willie Brown's on-the-ground campaign machine. Oh yeah, Willie Brown. Was he still in office back then? Didn't matter. He was a man of great influence. Former Speaker of the California Assembly. Then he becomes San Francisco mayor, and he becomes very close friends with Kamala Harris.
You should from now on address me as the mayor.
If ever a man and a municipality were made for each other, it is this man.
And who's clapping away on the side there? Who's that clapping away? That's Kamala Harris in 1995. What the hell is she doing there? She's not married to him. She's not working for him. She's not the district attorney. She's just his girlfriend. That's it. That's why she's in the position she's in right now, because she fooled around with married man Willie Brown back in the day. Thanks a lot, Willie. We'll be right back.